Okay. Jai Jagannath. Let's start with the meeting. Success is not the key to happiness, and happiness is the key to success. If you learn what you are doing, then you will be successful. I hope I am audible. Let's start the meeting. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me an immense pleasure to start this auspicious occasion by heartily welcoming everybody. It's my very great privilege to welcome our warmingly to all the delegates on the inaugural ceremony of www.vedbegin.in. Okay, am I audible? Okay. I heartily welcome to our honorable chief guests, whose profiles reflects you all the how extraordinary they are. I want to welcome to the founder, co-founder, and the co-operator of the Beth Began, whose great endeavor has closely knitted us together. I feel glad to welcome everyone present here, and I feel glad to welcome the social media activist, article writer, editor, digital management, and all the members of supporters of Beth Began family. All right. I feel happy to see you, each and every one of you, for being here with us today with a long time interval, even a huge number. Very pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those who are new to our community. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation all of you who generously helped us make this event come together. All right. Light symbolizes victory over darkness and defeat ignorance. It marks a beginning of auspicious moments and the beginning of several auspicious events. Now I request the dignity of the to Mr. Tapan Kumar De, the advisor of our community, to introduce our honorable chief guests in front of you, Mr. Tapan Kumar.
Immense grateful. Thank you. Jai Jagannath. दिवि सूर्य सहस्रस्य भवेद् गोपदुत्थिता यदिभा सदृशी सा स्यादभासस्य महात्मानं. If thousands of suns were to blaze forth together in the mighty sky, they would not match the splendor of that great form. We as human, very limited, but God, unlimited and limitless. Actually, great ideas are not those which are thought and kept inside the museum of mind, but are those small concepts that are executed and improved to the height of greatness. We are very limited, and we as the dynamic youth had took the privilege of starting the Ved Vigyan for captivating today's youth in the jungle of non-violence, truth, and etc. good qualities. To rejuvenate the lost adolescence inside our youth is our best motto, to be very honest. So we are organized and presented before you our youth icon who symbolized with many laurels and achievements. First of all, I am taking the privilege to heartily welcome to Dr. Satyaranjan Jena. I am profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to introduce the superb human for the day on behalf of the Ved Vigyan team. And I'm extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to address such a superb human and the talents before you all. And first of all, I would like to we all have assembled here to motivate and cherish the young minds present among us. So, Dr. Satyaranjan Jana, he's a gems of persons. He is working towards connecting young minds to strive towards success, and we are very grateful to him for accepting our invitations and becoming our chief guest of these events. With immense admirations and affection, I would like to say about him. He has done BSc graduation in chemistry under FM University, and later he joined at MSc in chemistry in Utkal University, and uh, he is currently joined in the doctoral fellow at Japan NIMS. But in the transitional zone, he had worked on he had completed his PhD and get the doctorate in the Aizor Bhopal MSc under the guidance of the Dr. Jayanta Chaudhary. Under many laurels and achievements, few achievements are bound to say me that he has cracked many CISR, NET, LS exam, JRF, GATE 2015 exam, and got awarded with JRF 2016, SRF 2018, and many of those laurels and achievements. And his further thesis has been presented before the society was electrochromic device, solar energy material, and solar cell. Um, Dr. Satyaranjan Jena had three publications on the renewable energy storage, and his motto was to work in challenging to provide the scope of the widening their knowledge. And he said once he would like to enhance his skills by exploring his new ideas and try to provide the innovative solutions. He's an enthusiast person and highly motivated person, and we are very immensely grateful to have him in our events. Thank you, Dr. Satyaranjan sir, for granting our invitations. And later, I would like to say about Alok Bhanjo. He is very dear to me. He is my junior cum brother. I am very delighted and excited to welcome Mr. Alok Kumar Bhanjo, a young sensation who has already cracked many high-profile entrances conducted by NEET, Niger, etc. Simultaneously, he has cracked ISRO Centralized Equipment Board exam ICRB and topped among the 7 lakhs aspirants, young aspirants. Now he is also doing the MBBS in Uttarakhand, Rishikesh AIIMS. He has also cracked the NEET exam with superb rank. So, and Odisha CM Navin Patnaik also helps our Baleswar youth, Mr. Sri Alok Kumar Bhanjo, for qualifying as the research scientist in ISRO exam. He tweeted and congratulated that निष्ठापर कार्य द्वारा सफलता निश्चय मिली थाए. ईश्वर वैज्ञानिक भाव जोग देवाक जाउथिबा दयानिधि भंजंकर सुपुत्र आलोक कुमार भंज एक ज्वलंत उदाहरण. आगामी दिन में से आहुरी देश तथा जातिर सम्मान को अखंड करी रखिबे. आलोक सह परिवार वर्गों को मोर आंतरिक शुभेच्छा. That Odisha CM Navin Patnaik had congratulated on the Twitter. And so thank you, Alok, for granting our invitations and your elegant presence. Now, I would like to, I am very overwhelmed to welcome Dr. Pankaj Kumar Samal. Dr. Pankaj Kumar Samal, sir, who received the International Union for Vacuum Science Techniques and Applications and Elsevier Award 2021 at the 16th European Vacuum Conference, Marseille, France. He is simultaneously a writer, author, research scholar. Among many of his writing and laurels, Soa Hai To Jag Jao is one of the super motivational writing of from his pen. And to believe in destiny, but also believe that your destiny is in your hand. His special writing to motivate the young guys. He has done his PhD in now he is doing PhD in Charles University, Europe, and completed research on nanomaterials, photocatalysis, and research in surface science and electrochemistry. He is a motivational speaker, research scholar, philanthropist, and writer from heart. And IIT JAM Success Mantra, also written by him, was recommended from the Central Ministry of Human Resource Development of India. And now he joined in the doctoral fellow at Prague, Charles University, Prague. So thank you, Dr. Pankaj Kumar Samal, for your good administrations and granting our invitation. Last but not the least, I am very overwhelmed to welcome Mr. Biswajit Sahu, the weatherman of Odisha. He is popularly known as the weatherman of Odisha. He has done his MSc in oceanography, the scientific study of the oceans, and he has gathered the much information about earth science, which covers the wide range of topics including ecosystem dynamics, ocean currents, waves, plate tectonics, geophysical fluid dynamics, and the geology of the sea floor, fluxes of the physical and chemical properties within ocean and its across its boundaries. He is an oceanographer and he has done many aspects regarding climatology, geology, hydrology. We as a Odisha man, thanks for your informing us about meteorology and weather in the proper time, through which we all human can evacuate to a safer place. And one of his Twitter posts, he said that patience, that's what one needs the most while predicting, because he is working in the prediction and meteorology department. There, so he says the patience, that's what one needs the most while predicting. They are the others who will laugh at you when you go missing and wrong, but you must correct your mistakes and keep moving on, and that's exactly what he intends to do. We are specially welcome to our weatherman of Odisha, Mr. Biswajit Kumar Sahu, and we are very proud and profoundly honored to have such four delegates inside our princess, and immense loves and welcome heartily from the core of my heart to all of these four delegates. Thank you, Jai Jagannath. Now I am asking Mr. Ratikant Pradhan to proceed the meeting.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Tapan Kumar, for introducing us. What is the profile of our legendary invitees who are so much extraordinary? Now I request to Mr. A.K. Mondal, the editor-in-chief, who has a big hand behind this community, to provide us the message about the aim and identity of Ved Vigyan. Mr. Arpit?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ratikanto. Hello, everyone. I welcome you all, science lover. This is my honor and privilege that all of you are present in this auspicious hour of Ved Vigyan community. Respected guests, Dr. Satyaranjan Jena, Mr. Alok Kumar Bhanja, Mr. Biswajit Sahu, Mr. Pankaj Kumar Samal, all the arrangers of this ceremony, all the members of Ved Vigyan community, and well-wishers. I welcoming you all and thanking you all from the core of my heart. You are going to be a witness of our first milestone, that to starting a scientific website dedicated to Odia language. When the term Ved Vigyan comes to our mind, subconsciously there is a emotion and vibes comes immediately, which proves every time that is not only a dream, that is a childhood ambition of each and every person, to explore the hidden things behind each and every event in the universe. So it is a collective emotion of our society. So let's know about something about our Ved Vigyan. ଚାଲନ୍ତୁ ସମୟ ସ୍ରୋତରେ ସମୟ ଚକ୍ରକୁ ଟିକେ ପଛକୁ ବୁଲେଇବା ଏବଂ ଯିବା ଆମର ସେ ପିଲାଦିନ ଆଡ଼କୁ। ହଁ, ଷଷ୍ଠ ସପ୍ତମ ଅଷ୍ଟମ ଶ୍ରେଣୀ କଥା। ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆମର ପାଠ୍ୟପୁସ୍ତକକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଡ୍ୟୁସ୍ ହେଉଥାଏ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଆମେ ପଢ଼ିବାକୁ ପାଉ ଯେ ମହାଜାଗତିକ ପିଣ୍ଡ, ଷଷ୍ଠ ଶ୍ରେଣୀରେ ବୋଧେ, ପୃଥିବୀ, ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ, ଏହାର ଗ୍ରହ, ନକ୍ଷତ୍ର, ଉପଗ୍ରହ, ମହାକାଶ, ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ବିଶ୍ୱ ବ୍ରହ୍ମାଣ୍ଡ, ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ ନଲେଜ୍ ଆଡ଼କୁ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେଉଥାଉ। ଏସବୁ ଜାଣିଲା ପରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ନିଜକୁ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ କରୁ, ଏଗୁଡ଼ିକ କ'ଣ, କିପରି ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହୋଇଛି, କେଉଁଠୁ ଆସିଛି, ମନ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ଅସୀମ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ, ଅସୀମ ଜିଜ୍ଞାସା। ଯେତେବେଳେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ କରି ବସୁ ଏହି ବିଶାଳ ବିଶ୍ୱ ବ୍ରହ୍ମାଣ୍ଡ ତୁଳନାରେ ଆମର ସ୍ଥିତି କେଉଁଠି, ଆମେ କେଉଁଠି ଅବସ୍ଥିତ, ନିଜକୁ ତୁଚ୍ଛ ମନେ ହୁଏ, ହୀନ ମନେ ହୁଏ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ବିଶ୍ୱର ଶ୍ରେଷ୍ଠ ଜୀବ ଭଳି ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଟିକିଏ ଗର୍ବ ମଧ୍ୟ ମନେ ହୁଏ। ଆମେ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁ ଏହା ମଧ୍ୟର ରହସ୍ୟ କ'ଣ ଅଛି। ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ଇମ୍ୟାଚୁର ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ଆମେ ଯେତିକି ଭାବି ବସୁ, ବହୁତ କିଛି ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମେ ଭାବି ବସୁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଜିନିଷ ସ୍ଥିର କରିଥାଉ, ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ବଡ଼ ହେବି ଏତିକି ତ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବି ଯେ ଆମର এই ପୃଥିବୀର ସୃଷ୍ଟିର ରହସ୍ୟ କ'ଣ, ଆମର ସୃଷ୍ଟିକର୍ତ୍ତା କିଏ, କେଉଁଠୁ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହେଇଛି। ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ସମୟ ଚକ୍ରରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମେ ବଡ଼ ହୋଇଥାଉ, ମାତ୍ର ସମାଜର ପରମ୍ପରାର ଦୁହାଇ ଦେଇ, ସମାଜରେ ଯେଉଁ କଥାକଥିତ ପରମ୍ପରା ଚାଲି ଆସିଅଛି, ହଠାତ୍ ଆମେ ଭୁଲି ବସୁ ଏହି ସ୍ୱପ୍ନଟିକୁ, ଜାଣତରେ କିମ୍ବା ଅଜାଣତରେ ସାଲିସ କରି ବସୁ ଆମ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ସହିତ। ଆଜ୍ଞା ହଁ, ଏଟା କେବଳ ଆଜି କିମ୍ବା କାଲିର କଥା ନୁହେଁ, ବହୁତ ଦିନ ଧରି ଏହିପରି ଭାବରେ ସାଲିସ ହୋଇ ଆସୁଛି ଆମର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ସହିତ, ଆମର ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ସହିତ। ବହୁତ ଦିନ ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି ତ ପୃଥିବୀର ଯେତେବେଳେ ସୃଷ୍ଟିର ଆରମ୍ଭରେ ମଣିଷର ଠାରୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ପିଢ଼ି ପରେ ପିଢ଼ି ସାଲିସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମର এই ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ସହିତ, ଆମର এই ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ସହିତ। ଏହିପରି ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଭାବୁ ଭାବୁ ଦିନେ ଆମେ ବସିଥିଲୁ ଏବଂ ଏହିସବୁ ବିଷୟ ଚିନ୍ତା କରୁ କରୁ ଆମେ ଭାବିଲୁ ଆଉ କେତେ ଦିନ ସାଲିସ କରିବୁ ଆମର ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ସହିତ, ଦିନେ ନା ଦିନେ ଆମର ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ପୂରଣ କରିବାର ଅଛି। ହଁ, ଏଇଟା ଆରମ୍ଭ ହୋଇପାରେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମକୁ ତ ନିଜକୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବାକୁ ହେବ। ତେଣୁ କିଛି ନ ଭାବି କିଛି ଆଗକୁ କିଛି ଚିନ୍ତା କରି ହଠାତ୍ ଆରମ୍ଭ କଲୁ ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି। ଆମେ ନିଜେ କିଛି ପୋଷ୍ଟ କ୍ରିଏସନ୍ କରିବା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲୁ ଏବଂ ତାହାକୁ ସେୟାରିଂ କରିବା ମଧ୍ୟ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲୁ। ମୋତେ ନିଜକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ହାସ୍ୟାସ୍ପଦ ଲାଗେ ସେ ପ୍ରଥମ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଦେଖିଲେ। ଅବଶ୍ୟ ସେଟା ଥିଲା ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟୋଦୟ, ପ୍ରଥମ ଆମର ଗୋଟିଏ ଡନ୍। ତେଣୁ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟିରେ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ ହେଲା, ବିଭିନ୍ନ ମେମ୍ବର ଯୋଡ଼ି ହେଲେ, କିନ୍ତୁ କିଛି ସମୟ ପାଇଁ ବନ୍ଦ କରିଦେଲୁ ଏବଂ ଆମେ ଭାବିଲୁ କିପରି ଏହାକୁ ଗୋଟିଏ ରିଭଲ୍ୟୁସନ୍ ବା କ୍ରାନ୍ତିର ଆକାର ଦିଆଯାଇପାରିବ। ତେଣୁ ଆସ୍ତେ ଆସ୍ତେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ପରାମର୍ଶ କ୍ରମେ, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ସହଯୋଗ କ୍ରମେ ଆମେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବାକୁ ଗଲୁ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ଏବଂ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ସେଣ୍ଟର। ତେଣୁ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ତ ଅନେକ, ମାତ୍ର ଜାଣେ ନା ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ପୂରଣ ହେବ କି ନାହିଁ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଥମ ପ୍ରୟାସ ରହିଛି ଯେ provide a community to scientific creator to reader। ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ କ୍ରିଏଟର ଏବଂ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ ରିଡର ମଧ୍ୟରେ ଯେଉଁ ବ୍ୟବଧାନ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସମାଜରେ ସବୁଠୁ ବଡ଼ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ବା ସମସ୍ୟା ହିସାବରେ ଉଭା ହେଇଛି, ତାହାକୁ ପୂରଣ କରିବା। ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ସମାଜରେ ସବୁଠୁ ବଡ଼ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ହେଲା ଯେ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ କ୍ରିଏଟରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ରିଡରକୁ ପହଞ୍ଚିବା ପାଇଁ ଅସୁବିଧା ଅଛି ଏବଂ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ରିଡର ସେମାନେ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ଠିକ୍ଠାକ୍ ଭାବରେ ପାଇପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି। ଆପଣମାନେ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ବହୁତ ଚ୍ୟାନେଲ, ବହୁତ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ନ୍ୟୁଜ୍ ଚ୍ୟାନେଲ ଆପଣମାନେ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କରିବେ, ଏଜ୍ ଏ ସାଇନ୍ସ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଅର୍ ଏ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଲଭର, କେତେଟି ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ଆମର ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜରେ ସାଇନ୍ସ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଆସୁଛି କେବେ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କରିଛନ୍ତି? ହେଡ଼ଲାଇନ୍ସ କେତେଟା ଆମର ସାଇନ୍ସ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଆସୁଛି? ଦେୟାର ଇଜ୍ ନଥିଙ୍ଗ ଆବାଉଟ୍ ସାଇନ୍ସ। କେବେ ଆପଣ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କରିଛନ୍ତି? ବାଣିଜ୍ୟ, ଶିକ୍ଷା, ଗମନାଗମନ, ଖେଳ ସବୁକିଛି ଅଛି ପେପରରେ, ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଯେଉଁ ଆମର ନ୍ୟୁଜ୍ ପେପର ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଆସୁଛି ସବୁକିଛି କଲମ ଅଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଡେଡିକେଟେଡଲି ସାଇନ୍ସ କଲମ ଅଛି କେବଳ କେତେଟି ଇଣ୍ଟରନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ପବ୍ଲିକେସନକୁ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ, ନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ପବ୍ଲିକେସନକୁ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ ଆପଣ ବହୁତ କମ୍ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପାଇବେ। ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଦି ଲେକ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଆୱାର ନଲେଜ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଦି ଡେଞ୍ଜରିୟସ୍ ଫର୍ ଆୱାର ସୋସାଇଟି। କାରଣ ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଯାଇକି ଛକରେ ଥରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବେ ଏନି ଟାଇପ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଇସ୍ୟୁ, ମେ ବି ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍, ମେ ବି ଇକୋନୋମିକାଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁ, ମେ ବି ପଲିଟିକାଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁ, ମେ ବି ସୋସିଆଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁ, ବହୁତ ଜଣ ମହାପୁରୁଷ ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ବାହାରି ପଡ଼ିବେ, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କିଛି ଜ୍ଞାନ ଦେଇଦେବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ବହୁତ କମ୍ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କରିବେ ଯେ ଏନି ଟାଇପ୍ ଅଫ୍ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ ସେଠି ହେଉଥିବ। ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଲେକ୍ ଅଫ୍ ନଲେଜ୍। ତେଣୁ ବହୁତ ଦୁଃଖ ଲାଗେ, ବହୁତ ଶୋକ ମଧ୍ୟ ଲାଗେ। ତେଣୁ ଗୋଟିଏ ଛୋଟିଆ ପ୍ରୟାସ ଏ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ। ତେଣୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଏ ଗୋଟେ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆରମ୍ଭ କଲୁ, ଭାବିଲୁ କେଉଁ ନାମ ଦେବୁ, କେଉଁ ନାମ ଦେଲେ ଯଥାର୍ଥ ହେବ। ତେଣୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମତ ଗ୍ରହଣ କରୁ ଏବଂ ଜଣେ ଭାଇ ଯିଏକି ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ସହିତ ବହୁତ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବରେ ଆମର ପ୍ରାଚୀନ ହିନ୍ଦୁ ଶାସ୍ତ୍ର, ପରମ୍ପରା, ରୀତିନୀତି ଏବଂ ଗୀତା, ଉପନିଷଦ, ପୁରାଣ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଲିଙ୍କ କରି ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଭଲ କଥା ଜାଣିଥାନ୍ତି, ସେ ଆମକୁ ରେକମେଣ୍ଡ ଥରେ କରିଥିଲେ ଯେ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ନାମ ଦିଅ। ଏବଂ ଆମ ସମସ୍ତେ ଆଦରରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ନାମଟି ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଥିଲୁ। ସେତେବେଳେ ଏତେ ନଲେଜ ନଥିଲା ଯେ କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନ ଦେଇଛୁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରେ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଉଠେଇକି ଦେଖୁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଦି ବିଗେଷ୍ଟ ଡିସ୍କଭରି ଅଫ୍ 21st century ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ଦି ଗଡ୍ ପାର୍ଟିକଲ, ଆପଣ ମଧ୍ୟ ସହମତି ହେବେ, ୱାନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଦି ବିଗେଷ୍ଟ ଡିସ୍କଭରି। ଏବଂ ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଥିବେ ଯେ CERN ଲାବୋରେଟୋରୀରେ ଯେଉଁଠି ଗଡ୍ ପାର୍ଟିକଲଟି ଆବିଷ୍କୃତ ହୋଇଛି ସେଠାରେ ଆମର ନଟରାଜଙ୍କ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଅଛି। ଏବଂ ଦି ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଷ୍ଟ agreed that there is a huge relationship between the cosmic dance of Lord Shiva, that the destroying dance of Lord Shiva, and the our Hindu the murti, that is the Lord Shiva, and between the scientific facts, that is the God particle, there is a huge relationship। ସେଇଠୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ମୋ ମନରେ ବହୁତ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଜାଗି ଉଠିଲା। ହଠାତ୍ ଭାବି ବସିଲୁ, ନାହିଁ ନାମର ତ ଯଥାର୍ଥତା କିଛି ରହିଛି, ନିହାତି ନାମର ବହୁତ ମାନେ ରହିଛି। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ଏଇ ନାମର ଯଥାର୍ଥତାକୁ ଉପାଦନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, ପ୍ରତିପାଦନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଆଗେ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେଲୁ। ଏବଂ ଆମର ପ୍ରାଚୀନ ହିନ୍ଦୁ ଯେଉଁ ଶାସ୍ତ୍ର, ଉପନିଷଦ, ଧର୍ମଗ୍ରନ୍ଥ ଅଛି, ତା ସହିତ ବିଜ୍ଞାନର ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରଗୂଢ଼ ରହସ୍ୟମାନ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ହୋଇଅଛି, ଅତପ୍ରତ ଭାବରେ ଯୋଡ଼ି ହୋଇଅଛି, ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ କିପରି ପ୍ରମାଣ କରିହେବ ତା ଦିଗରେ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେଲୁ। ତେଣୁ ବହୁତ କିଛି କହି ତ ଦେଲି, ମାତ୍ର ଏହା ଆରମ୍ଭ ମାତ୍ର। ବହୁତ କିଛି ଆମକୁ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ। ତେଣୁ ଏହା ସତ କହୁଛି ଗୋଟିଏ ସୁନେଲି ସକାଳ, ଯେଉଁଥିରେ କି ଆଶା ଅସୁମାରୀ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମର ପ୍ରଥମ ଷ୍ଟେପ୍ ଦେଇଛୁ, ପ୍ରଥମ ପାଦ ଦେଇଛୁ। ଆମର ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ, ଥରେ ଭାବନ୍ତୁ ତ, ଗୋଟିଏ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମେ ବସିଥିବୁ, ହଠାତ୍ ଗୋଟିଏ ଡିରେକ୍ସନରୁ ଭାସି ଆସୁଥିବ ଜବା କୁସୁମ ଶଙ୍ଖ ନିନାଦ ଭଳି ଆମର ଶାସ୍ତ୍ରୀୟ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ସଙ୍ଗୀତର ସ୍ୱର। ଆଉ ଗୋଟିଏ ଦିଗରୁ ଭାସି ଆସୁଥିବ ଆମର ଋଷି ମହର୍ଷିମାନଙ୍କର ବେଦଧ୍ୱନି। ଠିକ୍ ସେହି ସମୟରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟିଏ ଡିରେକ୍ସନରୁ ଭାସି ଆସୁଥିବ ମହୁଆ ମହୁଆ ଡାଲେ ଡାଲେରେ, ଏବଂ ସେଇଠି ଜଣେ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତିକାର ଗଢ଼ି ବସିଥିବ ଏକ ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ସେହି ସବୁ ଭାବନାକୁ ସାଉଁଟି, ଏବଂ ସେଇଠି ଜଣେ ବୁଣାକାର ଏହିସବୁ ଭାବନାକୁ ରୂପ ଦେଉଥିବ ତାର ବୁଣାକାର ତାର କ୍ରିଏସନରେ, ଏବଂ ସେଇଠି ଜଣେ ଚିତ୍ରକାର ସେହି ସବୁକୁ ନେଇକି, ସେ ଭାବନାକୁ, ସେ ପ୍ରାକୃତିକ ଅପରୂପ ସୌନ୍ଦର୍ଯ୍ୟକୁ ନେଇ ବାଢ଼ି ବସୁଥିବ ଏବଂ ଚିତ୍ରକଳା। ଏବଂ ସେହି ପରିବେଶ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ଆମର କିଛି ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଷ୍ଟ ବସି ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରୁଥିବେ ଆମର ପ୍ରାଚୀନ ହିନ୍ଦୁ ଶାସ୍ତ୍ର, ପରମ୍ପରା ଏବଂ ବେଦ ଉପନିଷଦ ଉପରେ। ଭାବନ୍ତୁ, will not be a place of heaven in the earth, ଏହା ଗୋଟେ ଧରିତ୍ରୀର ସ୍ୱର୍ଗ ଭଳିଆ ହେବନି କି? ତେଣୁ ଏହିପରି ଭାବରେ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନକୁ ନେଇ ଆମେ ବଞ୍ଚିଛୁ। ଏବଂ ଆମର ଗୋଟିଏ ପରିକଳ୍ପନା ଯେ ଅନ୍ୟର ସ୍ୱପ୍ନରେ ନିଜେ ବଞ୍ଚିବା। ତେଣୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ସ୍ୱପ୍ନକୁ ନେଇ ଆମର ଆଗକୁ ବଢ଼ିବା ଏବଂ ବେଦ ବିଜ୍ଞାନକୁ ଏକ ସଫଳ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ହିସାବରେ ପହଞ୍ଚାଇବା। ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ସ ଟୁ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ୍ ଏ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ଟୁ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ୍ କ୍ରିଏଟର ଟୁ ରିଡର, ସେମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ଥିବା ସେହି ଅନ୍ତରକୁ କମ୍ କରିବା ହେଉଛି ଆମର ପ୍ରଥମ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ। ତେଣୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦେବି ଏବଂ ଆଜିର ଏହି ସଭାକୁ ଯୋଗ ଦେଇ ରୁଦ୍ଧିମନ୍ତ କରୁଥିବାରୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଜଣାଇବି। ଜୟ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ, ବନ୍ଦେ ମାତରମ୍।
All right. Thank you, Mr. Arpit, for your such a grooming vibes to all the listeners. So now I request to our honorable chief guests to permit us for the launch of our websites.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible. Just
Yes, yes,
permit us
please.
to. Just permit
Yeah,
us to.
sure. Please go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable Vishwajit sir, please permit us.
Yes, carry on.
Mr. Ekke Bhanjo,
Certainly. On.
Mr. Samal.
Yes, please start.
Okay. Let's start. Mr. Digital Management, please provide us the video. Okay, so the video was represented in front of you, which is our great effort to provide you all about the science and Ved Vigyan community. Now I request, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now I request to Dr. Satyaranjan Jena to share the necessity of scientific website in regional language like Odia and the role of the group like Ved Vigyan to connect scientific content creator with scientific reader along with his own topic. A very welcome, Mr. Satyaranjan Jena.
Yeah, thank you, Tigant. And thank you the whole team for inviting me. I am really I have a pleasure, great pleasure to interact with these young minds. And this is really a nice idea to communicate to the people about science in regional language like Odia. I am really sorry that I have to speak in English because there is some issues you might know, like we ruled by the British, and we just from the class one, we always guided by our teachers that okay, you study English, English, English. So now we are like in a mixed up mind. I'm sorry I couldn't share also my video because now only there is a power cut and my network is little unstable. So please let me know if there will be any problem. So first let's start my talk, and very good morning to all of you, all the attendees, all the team members and all the speakers. Can you stop sharing your screen so that I can share mine? Whoever is sharing, can you please stop the screen? Yeah, thank you. So is this visible?
Yes, sir. Clearly visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Whatever topic you people have kept, maybe I'll brief it in the last. Yes, I thought to give this name for my talk, that is the supremacy of evolution from Vedic science to advanced scientific developments. So I'll touch every aspects very lightly so that like you can have a overview of what is going on in the recent scenario. First, I'll talk about the Vedic Veda and the relationship between science, and then I'll move forward to the recent problems of our world and how the science is contributing to deal with those problems. And later section, I'll talk about my contribution towards science, and finally I'll conclude my talk. Whatever today we are, or whatever developments science has done till now, it is all well started from the time of Veda. So there are many evidences about that. For example, in Veda, it has been mentioned about Vedic physics, Vedic chemistry, Vedic mathematics, life science, Vedic astronomy, Vedic earth science, etc. So as a chemistry student, I'll just want to say something about the chemistry. So in Veda, it has been called as Rasayana Shastra. So what is the meaning of Rasayana? So there are two terms. One is Rasa, another is ion. Rasa means fluid, ions means pathway. So from that time, people have been thought about those chemical reactions, chemical pathways, and reactions, substrates and products, etc. So these are some, I have given here a few names like Acharya Nagarjuna, Acharya Govinda, Acharya Bhagavata. So they have already demonstrated various aspects of the chemical science as well as the developments at the time of Veda itself. In another example, Rig Veda talks about different metals such as gold, silver, copper. Similarly, Yajurveda tells about tin as well as lead, etc. So thus, as a conclusion, the science has been the fundamental of the science started from the Vedic era. So now we'll move towards the advanced scientific developments. So why developments will happen? Developments only happen when there is necessity. So there are some problems. So to tackle this problem, science is working and try to counter those problems. So I have given here only two problems, which I think this is the most major problem which need to be addressed as soon as possible. One is energy crisis. Energy crisis. Recently, it is alarming in our society that we have to get rid of the fossil fuel. For example, in terms of petrol, you can say, or in terms of electricity. So you have heard of like there is a coal deficiency and the power cut is again increasing, and now also there is a power cut in my home. So these kind of challenges need to be addressed from the renewable resources to, sorry, non-renewable resources to renewable resources like solar energy, wind energy, ocean energy, this kind of things. The second one is environmental crisis. You have heard about the global warming, which is really now a problem, and our glaciers are melting. So the problem for global warming is we all know the greenhouse gases, and the major one is carbon dioxide. So why I choose these two problem? Because our science and our development of science, how it is contributed towards addressing those challenges, we need to know. So we have some little idea about what is going on in the scientific community. So first, I'll talk about the hydrogen economy. I hope you have heard about the news last month that our Union Minister Nitin Gadkari have he launched a vehicle which is run by hydrogen. That is called Toyota Mirai. Mirai is nothing but in Japanese language it is called future. So it is so this vehicle called fuel cell electric vehicle. So what it happens, how it works, I'll tell you later. But as a briefly, I can say that this vehicle is run by the hydrogen. So what happens here? I think it is not visible here. So just briefly, I am saying that hydrogen. When hydrogen means there is a cylinder is there, and through which the hydrogen gas is filled in the liquid form under huge pressure. It kept, and then it is connected to a fuel cell which is also there in the car. So what happened, that fuel cell takes the electron from the hydrogen, and that electrons generate the electricity which can power a motor. Similarly, the proton whichever remains, that reacted with oxygen to form water. So you see, like the side product of this reaction is water, so which is not harmful to the environment. So that's why all the companies are working to go from the petrol to or diesel to this kind of hydrogen fuel or methanol fuel. So I'll talk later also. So the source of hydrogen is, there are various sources like wind, solar energy, ocean energy, biomass energy, through which hydrogen can be formed, and that is stored in a container like cylinder, and then that is used for the that is connected to fuel cell to run the vehicle. Now the problem is, so this vehicle has a problem is that if you are keeping the hydrogen cylinder inside your car, so the hydrogen cylinder, it remains under a huge pressure. So if there is a chance of burst, then there is a loss of life is possible. So to tackle that, very recently, like the research is going on in another way where people are using LOSC technology. So what is LOSC technology? That is liquid organic hydrogen carrier. So why it is needed? Just to remove the hydrogen cylinder. So indirectly, what happens here, that there is very small organic molecules through which it can hydrogenate it, and it can store that hydrogen. And that stored hydrogen, you can see here, it is hydrogenated, and that store hydrogen is dehydrogenated, and the H2 molecule that is come out from that molecule is used in the fuel cell to run the or to generate the electricity. So that is the simple logic, that why we need a molecule rather than a cylinder. So this is in the lower part, this is just an schematic of how it can be used. So in the place of hydrogen cylinder, there is LOHC cylinder, that is the molecule containing hydrogen. That cylinder will be kept. So there will be no chance of now there is no chance of any pressurized condition of that cylinder will be present in your vehicle. So that is further used to run the vehicle. So this is one part. So how can you see how we are trying to adopt a different technology to address our challenges. Similarly, another economy is methanol economy. So why methanol is important? Because the carbon dioxide, it is related with the carbon dioxide. So we all know that what carbon dioxide can do, and we are also facing that that weather is now no more in control. Every time everything can happen, and our colleague, I think he will speak something about that. We will get to know. So there are various sources of fossil fuel consumption. The first it is we captured it. Then after that, how can we convert it? Because if we will store a poison, then there is no meaning. That is also harmful. So we need to convert it to some other chemicals. So there are several ways to convert CO2 to different small organic reactions, and you can consume CO2 to further form other compounds or molecules. So there is one is electrochemical CO2 reduction. What people do here, that in electrochemically they reduce CO2 to formic acid or methanol depending upon the catalyst. This is governed by the catalyst. So now that methanol, you know the formula of methanol, that has 4 hydrogen. So now that 4 hydrogen can be extracted, and that means 2 hydrogen molecule, you can say. And it is used as a also means it can be used for the to solve the energy crisis. So our ultimate aim is to gain the hydrogen. We don't want hydrogen present in the cylinder, and we don't want to take it, and from the environment you cannot simply extract hydrogen. So there are several small molecules, like in this case the organic molecules helps, and here it is methanol helps to give that hydrogen which is needed in the fuel cell to run a vehicle or any other purposes. So this is called methanol economy. Now we will move forward to, so yeah, the question here remains that so what happens to the CO2 capturing? What we should do to capture CO2 efficiently from the environment? So now there is interesting thing you might have known, I don't know, that CO2 in another way can be hydrogenated to form methane, and we know methane is a fuel. It can be used as a fuel. So Elon Musk last year December, he tweeted that SpaceX is starting a program to take CO2 out of atmosphere and turn it into the rocket fuel. Please join if interested. So now he's also starting another platform where he can capture CO2. Now he's a businessman, so why he want to capture CO2? So he want to kill two birds in one fire. So how, like, if CO2 can be captured, then global warming can be reduced, so an environment can be balanced properly. And now he want to use that CO2 to convert to methane so that he can use as a rocket fuel for his SpaceX program. And also he also, I think you people are aware of that, he has also announced $100 million prize for the carbon removal. So various teams different the globe, they are working on it to how to capture CO2 in a megaton quantity per year. In that to scale, how can we capture the CO2 from the atmosphere? I think recently IIT Bombay, some group, research group, they have got the award money. That is like, it is not for the one group, like that is distributed in several small money package, so that everyone can be benefited. So apart from that, so we here learned how the advanced science has been developed so that to tackle these issues. So I have a contribution in my PhD towards this chemistry, or I have given here my contribution towards science. I have worked on a very different kind of material that is called electrochromic material. So what is electrochromic material? It can change color upon external voltage or current. Like if you just switch it on and it can change its color. If you switch it off, it can transfer to original form. Now, what is the need of these kind of materials? So there are several applications of such materials, such as is smart windows, where you can access the privacy. If you in your remote, you just switch it on, then you can see who is there outside, and if you turn it off, nobody can see you. So in privacy terms, many advanced institutions have used this kind of material or glass. And also e-labels or display devices and Gentex aerospace brochure. From there I got this, where it is used as a dimmable window. It is currently used in the Dreamliner 787 Boeing 787 model. So here you can see here, from colorless to dark color, it can change upon giving the potential. Now the question arises, so to convert this color to colorless transition, you need electricity. So again, we came back to the original problem, that from where we will get the electricity. So for that, what we did, we took the electricity from the solar energy, so that we will not no more dependent on the electricity generated from fossil fuel. Now our strategy was like, we coupled our device, that glass device, with the solar panel, and from solar panel we switching the potential. This is a simplest switch, and upon giving the potential, it can change its color. Now there is an interesting fact is there. So whatever material I developed, so in the when it is in oxidized state, like that is like that color to colorless transition is nothing but simply oxidation reduction process. Suppose in one state it is colored, or in another state it is not colored, so like that. So in my case, what happened, there is a purple to colorless transition was happened. Like when my material will be oxidized, it will be colorless. When it will be reduced, it gains its color. So now when it is in colorless state, it can store the charge. So ultimately what happened, we are cultivating the solar energy and we are storing it. So not only it is acting as a electrochromic device, but also it is acting as a battery. So that multi-functional device we fabricated, and also further we utilize the store energy to use to run very small equipments. So here, this is a real images I have given. In the laboratory scale, we did it. We use, in this case, we haven't used glass, but it is a band flexible substrate. So you can use it in your watch kind of things. So you can see when it is oxidized, it can run a thermohygrometer here. And when it is reduced, that is when the color came, so it is not able to power on this thermohygrometer. Thus, this is a brief discussion about what I did in my PhD in this case. Now, in another case, what I did, I tried to solve a little problem about the environmental issues. If you go to the city like Kanpur, there are several industrial wastewater you can see that those are untreated. Though government has set several rules for that, but still people are not maintaining or treating those industrial wastewater properly. So among several industrial pollutants, there is one called dichromate. You might have known, K2Cr2O7, potassium dichromate or sodium dichromate. So it is not bothering about the cation, but the anion is important here. So why it is hazardous or it is poisonous? Because it is highly soluble in water and it can cause skin allergies and mutagenic effects, damage liver cells, lymphocytic and histocytic infiltrations. Alok might know those words better. So WHO has put a limit of 0.05 0.05 milligram per liter, which more than which is harmful to the human body. So what I did, I tried to solve this issue. I developed a material or a assembled, we call it metallosupramolecular polymer. So kind of polymer, coordination based polymer. So what happened when this industrial wastewater was passed through this material, so it can capture all these hazardous anions. So you can see here, we set up a column and we pass the dichromate solutions, aqueous dichromate solutions through a bed containing our material. Here you can see that is Zn 1.5 L1N. So when it is passing, a colorless solution is coming out. That means my material is able to capture those hazardous ions. So now this is all about, like, briefly I discussed. Some other works are also there, but I am not going in detail about that. So finally, I'd like to acknowledge Team Ved Vigyan for, again, thank you from my heart. You invited me. I'm really happy to be here and to share my thoughts with you people. And the thing you gave me to say that whatever I thought to give you some suggestions, of course there is always a space for development of your website and your ideas. I'd say you that you should like be all means you should be, what I'll say, you should be more knowledgeous about recent activities going on in the world, and you that section you try to convert in Odia and try to share with your readers. So that will be a part, and also including that I was looking at your website and I saw what kind of content you are giving. So that is also good. So you just make it in different tab or column, you can say. So in that you just for example, in one part you say that recent scientific developments, in another Vedic science and some curious things we don't know. So those kind of things you can couple with together, so that your website can be much can access the interest of the much more readers. So I'd like to conclude my talk by quoting my I can say that John Maryland, he's a Nobel laureate, and I really inspired from him. So, and I quote his few lines that think that you are a part of a big construction called science, and you are not just a chemist, but you are a scientist. Be modest but proud. Modest because you know you will not be able to solve other problems because your life is too short. But be proud because you are contributing to it. Some people will bring a small stone to the building and some people will bring a big one. But nevertheless, no one can take that stone away from you. Unquote. So this is a very beautiful line. So whatever we are contributing, you can say that, okay, it will not solve a bigger problem, but yes, but it can help to construct the big building, because if there will be no one is lack of one bricks can collapse your building. So thank you so much, and thank you for your attention. Joy Jagannath.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Jena, for your tremendous message to us. Global
Inaudible.
carbon dioxide. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, now clear.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Jana, for your tremendous message to us. Hope you guys have already learned what is the necessity of our website. And thank you again, Dr. Jana, for representing what is the hydrogen fuel cell, what is the big problem, major problem nowadays, like global warming, and what is the reason behind it, like carbon dioxide. And I hope you guys have already learned what is the what was he was going to message you, and it was it was so fruitful line, and I'm very and I very giving thank you to Mr. Jana for providing us his most valuable time. Thank you. Now I am going to request a person, a very young guy, and he is not only a guy but also a very multi-talented guy, a legendary person also, Mr. Alok Marjo. Please share your message to the about the topic, the necessity of scientific websites like in regional language like Odia, and the role of the group like Beth to connect scientific content creator with scientific reader along with his own topic. You are most welcome, Mr. Alok Marjo.
Hello, Mr. Ratikanta. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Stay with your opinion message.
Okay, I have paused my screen so that I can be clearly audible. Thank you, Beth Begin team, for inviting me. Such a auspicious, such a wonderful occasion to be with that most talented and wonderful guy. And I am very thankful to Mr. Satyaranjan Jena, who is working for humanity, and all of his inventions are related to how to save humankind before being collapsed. That's why I'm very thankful to him. Now I am going to say about myself something. I am Alok Bhanja, doing MBBS second year in AIMS Rishikesh. Before coming to medical field, I have posted 2 research paper in consciousness and then for cancer cell. Now I am working on field theory, also sidewise also, because I have interest in science. So I will brief it in later what my work was, what my contribution towards science. So let me say something about Veda. See, we Indians are always seekers from past times, not just ancient, from I can say 1 lakh years. Before 1 lakh years, sorry, 1 lakh will be little too much. I'm saying before a lot of years, even 10,000, 15,000 years. Our ancestors have done many things, but which is not even recognized by the world. Even they are now even teaching that we don't know about life and they knew about life. About something that जो अलेक्जेंडर फ्लेमिंग हो गए 1861 में 1600 में रॉबर्ट हू हो गए, वो पहले सेल डिस्कवर किए थे. उनसे पहले कोई किसी ने भी लाइफ के बारे में कुछ डिस्क्राइब नहीं की. But it is very heartbreaking to know that we Indians have done that in Veda. In Veda, you can have 9,000 type of plants being described there. So lot of about the nature of the different plants and their medicinal value is described by Charaka, which is very vast, but not even recognized by the scientific community. So we as a land of seekers have done a lot of for the world, have seekers. Also in the seeking process, we have done also something wrong because our ancestors have no technology, but still their absolute meditative mindset, they have discovered something very big. Also, there is some wrong also. For example, I can say in Rig Veda, there is a mention that earth is static. Before going to say about Veda, let me say out something. I have almost read about all Vedas and Upanishads. So I have noted some of their wrong so that we can correct themselves, right? Not because I am against pseudoscience, because some say that वेदों ने जो किया है वो साइंस आज नहीं कर पाया, शायद बाद में एक्सेप्ट कर लेगा. ये चीज में मैं बिलीव नहीं करता. मैं सोचता हूँ कि वेदो इज रिटन बाय ancestors ऋषि मुनि and their try is to unravel the mystery, and in that process they have done something wrong, they have done something wonderful. So we should appreciate the wonderful things and also correct them in the future, not saying that the Veda is absolute and science will just to that point. For example, I can say in Rig Veda, I have noted down some of that. I will quote in Rig Veda 2.12 verses that earth is static. In Atharva Veda, which it said Earth is immovable. In Rig Veda, said that sun moves around the Earth. And also in Rig Veda, it mentioned that sun rises from the sea. See, another note I'm saying that bull having 1,000 horns support the sky. Even some Purana says Earth is flat. And there are even some mention that Mount Meru is the biggest mountain in on the earth. So I'm saying that these are not just wrong. In that learning process, in that seeking process, there are also some wrong. We have to correct them, but not promoting pseudoscience. By not promoting pseudoscience, that Vedo is absolute, and we will reach to that point in some time. No, that is hilarious. Okay. Now I am saying something that that given topic to me, that a necessity of scientific website in regional language, right? See, English in in country like India,
Hello,
English is
sorry.
largely considered. Hello.
The first line of Rig Veda was completely inaudible, so please repeat this line. First line of Rig Veda you have.
Oh,